Hello, this is Talmir and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're looking at an S24. And as you can see, it's not just a little bit busted, it's very busted. There's actually a friend of mine that passed it over to me to work on. He only bought it, in April? Right now it's September, so only a few months ago. This is pretty much a brand new phone, and you can really tell it is as such. He was going about his day and he dropped it. Just dropped it. And it just so happened to hit a rock. Just look at that. Impact perfect. That must have really, really hurt to see that happen. But we've got a new screen for that to replace. I've never been in an S24 before, but I've been in the S24. I think it's the Plus version, and it's pretty straightforward. They do have the back cover a little bit inlaid. Don't know if you guys can see that, but it's very much inlaid into the phone. So I can't use my usual method, which is to use a blade to lift up slowly going along. So let's switch over to the desk view and we're going to get this thing heated up. So if you guys are looking for a video on how to do the back glass removal on a phone on the S24, Samsung Galaxy S24, this is definitely the video for you. The first few minutes here are going to be showing how to do that. I'd say it's relatively straightforward. It just requires a lot of patience and a delicate hand. I like to heat up the whole phone first. Once that's done, then I got some alcohol on hand, some isopropyl alcohol. I've got 99%. I really do need to get the alcohol to start settling in underneath the adhesive. So I might just go straight ahead and use the blade a little bit just to get it underneath the glue a little bit. I won't be doing any prying or wiggling around on this at all. I'm just putting it in and then I'm going to dribble it on like that, just like that. Okay, hopefully that does something. Go over to the suction cup and let's start pumping it. I can already hear it starting to work. Although it is working, I want to heat it back up again. Now the back cover on the Samsung Galaxy S24 series of phones, even like I'd say the S21 and up, are relatively robust in comparison to, I think, the S20 and below. They're a little bit less likely to crack, but you still need to use a lot of patience. So you've probably seen in a previous video, I rushed a Note 9. I was doing I was doing a screen replacement on, and I really regret that. Okay, so that has split. So I should be able to get a card in there now, and I should be able to start cutting through that glue underneath there. You hear that? So that's a good start. I'm going to get the card over on this side just to get started so that I don't have it in the way of the heat. I want to get that corner heated up. There's one place that's going to break. It's going to be here, here, or around here. Those spots are just begging for it. Isopropyl alcohol in there for some lubrication. There we go. That got around that corner beautifully. Anytime you meet more resistance than can be tolerated, go back, apply more heat. So the problem I'm dealing with right now is that, and I've had this happen more than once, the adhesive seal underneath the back cover has split into two parts. It's got one part that is sticking to the frame still, which is what I prefer, and then the other half of the adhesive is sticking to the back cover. It's very annoying. There we go. I think I've sliced through the other part of that adhesive that was holding me back. So I think I should be able to get through it now. There we go. So you can see the two places that I sliced through the adhesive right there. Once again, I do not have a seal for this. So I gotta make do with what I've got. I'm gonna put a little bit of tape on this because I keep seeing glass shards falling out of it. And that's no good. Now with the screen that we're putting in, it's a screen on its own instead of a frame. I prefer frames because you're less likely to cause damage to the phone. And there's just a few other things that it just makes life easier. But all I could get for this S24 was, unfortunately, just the screen itself, no frame. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to work on this. But better a screen than no screen at all, so here we are. Alrighty, I think I got out all the screws that I can see. I believe I'm going to have to peel this off. Oh, I missed a screw, look at that. There we go. Maybe I can leave this stay in place. Yes, I can. Nice. Subscribe. Disconnect the battery. Disconnect all your ribbon cables. Because of the nature of this particular repair, I'm going to remove them from down below as well. I don't think I got to remove the daughter board here. That right there is the screen. That's the connector for the screen. You see, I think that's it right there. I don't understand what this is for. Why is this like this? I think we're good for the rest of this. I could start getting this out now. I'm going to take out the speaker as well. And also, I think I'm going to take the camera out if I can. It is not letting me take it out. I think I'm going to take pretty much as I can out just in case. And that's purely because I'm just nervous about causing damage to the phone, such as those very expensive cameras. Ironically, I do have, I think for this particular phone, I think I do have replacements for those lenses now. Ironic because I only needed to use one of those lenses in the last job that I worked on. So I still have some. I'm pondering whether or not I should take out the battery as well. It's tearing already. Oh. There we go. That'll make life a lot less scary while working on this. Time to heat it up. And I heat it up as much as possible. I'm a little worried about the camera though. Be careful about that. I'm pretty sure right here that there is a fingerprint reader. So I do need to be careful with that one. It has a fingerprint reader, I think, right there. I might be wrong about that. I'll be turning it on to test regardless to see if it reacts properly. So if all is good, I don't know. We'll see. Nice and hot. Very hot. I'm going to start over on this side, just see if I can get in there. No. Try this side. Now getting into the screen finally. I'm not going to put a whole lot in. Right now I'm just trying to cut the glue around the edges. I didn't want to just disconnect the digitizer. I wanted to get in there and get to the screen itself. This is the very reason I hate doing screen replacements instead of frame screen replacements. It is so much harder to do. Ah, that worked well. Okay, let me show you what I did. I took my screwdriver after heating up that corner, pressed it in there, put it down like that, and just pushed. That worked good. Okay, at this point I don't have safety glasses on, but I'm starting to feel that sense of possible pinging of glass. I'm going to throw on some safety glasses. Can't take any chances. As a technician, your eyes are extremely important. Okay, you can't forget that that camera is there. Don't want to hurt it. I'm saying that because I forgot that camera was there. Okay, so this right here, I'm pretty sure is the fingerprint reader. So it looks like it's just glued in, and it's got a right there. Yeah. That should be relatively easy to get off. I'm gonna have to heat it up, but I should be able to get that off there. The reason why, I mean, like, it already has a fingerprint reader, but the reason why I'm carrying it over is because, as far as I know with Samsung, they are very specific about their fingerprint readers. And if you don't carry it over to the new screen, there is a pretty high chance that your fingerprint reader will no longer work. What I'm wondering about is how I'm going to get this off the new screen. Well, that fingerprint reader's toast. I mean, what else can I say? I can't think of another way to get that off of there. It's really solid on there. I feel gutted about that. My friend doesn't really use the fingerprint reader all that much, to my knowledge, anyways. So I'll probably be okay. I mean, he's ecstatic that I'm fixing this for him in the first place, so maybe all's good. I think this might be an original Samsung part regardless. If I'm lucky, there's a possibility that maybe, just maybe, that this will work regardless. So we still need to test this screen before we fully install it. I'm a bit disappointed. I'm not seeing any new adhesive for the screen. It didn't come with any. Okay, new adhesive goes here. The rest is extremely sticky still, so thank goodness for that. It'll save me a bit of time. I gotta see if I can get that metal off that corner though. I'm gonna start putting everything back in on this side, and I'm just putting just enough for me to be able to test. Okay, that should be enough. I'm just putting some stuff on the back there just to prevent the screen from sticking down. I don't want it to stick down just yet. Actually, I want more tape. Want more tape. I wonder if I can just test it right from here instead. No, I can't. I mean, I could, but I want to use the original cable. I don't want to take any chances. What I could do instead, though, is snapped in quite nice. If anybody knows how to get that fingerprint reader off of the screen without destroying it, please let me know. I would love to know. Just leave it in the comments. Okay, powering it on. I don't think there's much juice left in this phone though. It might be that the home button wants to see this connected up. That's not uncommon. Here we go. That is what I wanted to see. Now, before I go headlong into installing it, I do want to see it completely turn on. So I'm going to disconnect this, put some power into the phone. I really need to see it fully functioning, fully test the digitizer before I can go ahead and make the call that it can be fully installed. That is extremely important, because once that's installed, if it's not working properly, they are not going to receive it back. They will not take a refund on this screen if it's installed. Alright, so I've got some power into it. It's been charging for a while. Let's try turning it on. Why is it not turning on? 51% charge. The screen definitely is working. It probably wants this in place. What do I do about that? How do I turn on the screen without turning on the screen? Gosh. Okay. I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to feed it through the back here. Like that. And then I should be able to more comfortably install it. Like that. Now I should be able to connect this And now I can put this in, which is probably what it's complaining about. There we go. It's finally turning on. Got to get it to boot all the way in, and we just got to test to see whether or not the digitizer is working. That is the final bit of the test that needs to be done. Okay, definitely it's working. I'm going to use the emergency call feature and just start tapping away. It looks like it's working fine. That's great to see. At this point in time, it's great to see. It is functioning exactly as it's supposed to, so let's get the rest of this put together. So I've got it set up as much as I possibly can, prepped and all that. It should be good. It should be ready now. I just need to go and put the screen into place. I've done what I can to salvage the existing adhesive, and I've put in some new adhesive here and there where it was no longer present. But as far as I can tell, this is ready to go in. And this should be the final count. I am nervous, because once this goes in, there's no going back. Okay, so far so good. I shouldn't rub it down as much as I am. I still want to be able to take it out relatively easily if this fails in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so that's in. That's doing what it's properly should be doing. Put the power in. Wondering if I just didn't wait long enough last time for it to turn on with... Yeah, I did. So that's what was there. So it is still turning on good. It's turning on properly. I am... nervous. To say the least. I'm going to do a final test before I start putting the rest in. That's really all I wanted to see, is that it is still working. And it is. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. I'm going to disconnect the power again, put it back in, and let's get the rest of this phone back together. So I think I can start off first with the bottom. Put that in place. Nice. Don't think there's anything missing underneath there. It's just connecting back up the wireless. It's just connecting back up the wireless charger. That's been done. And let's throw some screws in. All the screws for this particular phone are all the same, not like the Note 9, and probably the same with the Note 10, which had different sized screws for the motherboard compared to the screws that go in for this back cover. I noticed a couple of blank spots on the adhesive itself. I really wish that I had some proper adhesive available for this. This is some rubberized glue that's E8000. So there's a blank spot right across here. And that needs some glue. And I think it was over here also. Now I'm pretty sure the glue already exists on the back cover itself. So maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I just really want to make sure that this is going to stick down firm and is relatively water resistant. I'm going to turn the phone on before I put the back cover on, because this is the last of it. This is the final test. It is turning on. Ooh. Here we go. Looks good. I believe I can call that done. I'm going to go and use a little bit of alcohol to go and clean up that excess adhesive that's on the outside. That's from taking the back cover off in the first place with the card. But that's done. Beautiful. So there it is, guys. It's all done. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like. If you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.